Hey everybody, thank you for watching Leaf by Leaf. Happy New Year 2022. In this video, I want to look back on 2021, share some highlights with you, even share some failures. Then I want to move into the first annual Leaf by Leaf Awards ceremony where I will bestow laurels upon the necks of different books from 2021. Then I want to allow you what I'm calling a subscriber wildcard pick, so stick around for that. And then I want to turn my focus to the future, to 2022, and give you some of the things you can expect on this channel. Thank you, as always, for watching. I went back and watched my video at the beginning of 2021, and I listed out the things that I succeeded in doing and the things that I failed to do. I was extremely ambitious in that video. So let's do the failures first. I failed to include almost every single one of the literary criticism books that I said I was going to read. I failed to get to the next Volman novel, Argal, but I feel like the Volman books that I did get to sort of made up for it. I failed to read the next Harold Bloom book, which was going to be Aegon, but as people have pointed out to me numerous times, I erroneously said in my Anxiety of Influence video that it was his first book. I think in my mind I meant his first sort of notable and more book that more people are aware of as being sort of his beginnings. But in fact, it's not his first book technically, so we're going to back up. I was going to look at The Ringers in the Tower. I failed to do that. I also failed to read McElroy in 2021, which is deplorable. But I did succeed in focusing on mostly smaller books, which in that video I defined as 300 pages or less. I also did read some literary criticism and did videos on it, like The Cruft of Fiction by David Letzler. To offset not reading the next up book for me in the Seven Dreams heptology, I read the entirety of Rising Up and Rising Down. What a journey. And I made a video for each volume. I did read the next Murakami book, which was Kafka on the Shore. I did read the next Western core book, which was Don Quixote Part 2. And I did read A Temple of Texts. Here are some highlights, like statistics from 2021. I read exactly 100 books in 2021 and shared thoughts on 48 of them on this channel, so roughly half of what I read. Because of that, I wanted to offer some standout books that I didn't feature on the channel but did read last year. African American Poetry Anthology from the Library of America titled 250 Years of Struggle and Song, edited by Kevin Young. I actually read through this on my trip to California to meet Jim Gower and Michael Silverblatt in person. And of course got the footage of Silverblatt's personal library and put it on the channel. At the time, I was preparing for my piece that I wrote and had published in the Los Angeles Review of Books on Honoré Fanon Jeffers' book, which is another standout from last year. Whoa, almost knocked Richard Powers on the floor, and he leaped back up. I guess that's why they call him Richard Powers. Anyway, the love songs of W.E.B. Du Bois as part of preparing to read this incredible debut novel and write my piece on it. I read through this anthology of African American poetry. Stunning. I loved African American song, gospel, spirituals, chants, poetry from the moment I first read My Theme for English B by Langston Hughes. Bewilderment by Richard Powers was amazing, very slim, continuing his sort of eco-criticism from the Overstory. Crossroads from Jonathan Franzen. I love to hate him and I hate... Yikes. And I hate to love him. Nonetheless, he hooks me. He hooked me with this one. I can't wait to read the other two installments. Oh my, The Age of Phyllis by Honoré Fanon Jeffers. This is the crowning achievement of her poetry thus far. Everyone should read this book. A Cage for Every Child, short fiction by S.D. Krostovska. This was amazing. It's in that lineage that comes down to us from Borges. I published a review of this also in Los Angeles Review of Books. Linda Bostrom Knutsgaard, October Child, striking book. I have a review of this in Rain Taxi. I can't remember if it's out yet or not. If you're reading her ex-husband's books, you need to read her books too. Books promiscuously read, Reading as a Way of Life by Heather Cass White. For some reason, because of that title, which actually comes unexpectedly from John Milton, I didn't think I was going to like this one because of what I interpreted as promiscuity. And then in terms of reading, I like this slower, deeper reading, lots of rereading. And this seemed, I don't know, it seemed really thin, but then she just wowed me on every page. So the striking title really worked. I also reviewed this one for Rain Taxi. Beyond the Blurb by Daniel Green on Critics and Criticism. This was a hard-hitting little book and turned me on to Daniel Green's website all about literature that he's been running for a very long time. Femme by Magda Carnecci. This is translated by Sean Cotter. That's what really grabbed my attention. I ended up getting a piece on this one published in the Kenyon Review. Hey, 2022 also is going to see Sean Cotter's translation of Mircea Cartarescu's Solenoid. I cannot wait. Deep Vellum, if you're watching, please send me an ARC as soon as it's ready. I started the year in 2021 with 4,380 subscribers and ended the year with over 12,000 subscribers. I'm deeply, deeply honored and moved. Thank you all. I executed a plan with my neurologist at the beginning of last year to eliminate migraines. I've been suffering from migraines for over 15 years. I've been on all kinds of different things, getting to where I had 3 and 4 of them a week and had to take Imitrex, which pretty much turns your ability to think off. But they got me on nortriptyline. First, I had to muscle through a bunch of migraines to break the rebound cycle, which was terrible and excruciating. But I can proudly say that I can't even remember the last time I took an Imitrex or something like that. It's amazing what the neurologist has been able to do and amazing what drugs can do. I accepted a new job at the end of the year, right before I went on Christmas break in 2021. Same company, just different department, different systems, different type of role. And I'm really looking forward to it. I will start that new job on February 1st. I kicked off the channel last year with 2 stories by Osvaldo Lamborghini from the amazing Sublunary editions. And I ended with my video that broke every rule YouTube sends me as a creator in Gravity's Rainbow. I read the unabridged Rising Up and Rising Down. I got commissioned to write the introduction to a forthcoming book. It should be coming out this year. I'm extremely excited about it, and I'll share details as soon as I can. Here are a list of authors whose books I read for the very first time in 2021. Osvaldo Lamborghini, Bohumil Haribal, Mircea Cartarescu, Vitesław Nesval, Natsume Soseki, Leon Rook, Tarje Vesos, Louise Gluck, Dimitris Liakos, Luis Fernando Verissimo, John Fonte, James Elroy, Eve Babbitts, rest in peace, and Vanessa Place. Despite my proclamation last year of only reading shorter books, 4 big books did slip in: Gravity's Rainbow, Miss Macintosh, My Darling, Novel Explosives, and La Medusa. All right, now we're going to move into the first annual LxL Awards ceremony for 2021. This is restricted to only books for which I made a video in 2021. Some standouts: Blinding by Mircea Cartarescu, Too Loud a Solitude by Bohumil Haribal, Shatan Tango by Laszlo Krasznahorkai, America and the Cult of the Cactus Boots, a Diagnostic by Philip Friedenberg, The Birds by Tarje Vesos, The Day of the Locust by Nathaniel West, and La Medusa by Vanessa Place. Now let's hand out some more specific awards. Best Fiction goes to Blinding by Mircea Cartarescu. Best Short Fiction Collection goes to Birds of America by Lori Moore. Best Nonfiction goes to A Swim in a Pond in the Rain by George Saunders. Best Book Film Combination, Shot and Tango, Laszlo Krasznahorkai, and Shot and Tango by Bellatar. Best Essay Collection goes to William H. Gass's A Temple of Texts. Best Poetry Collection goes to Poena Damni by Dimitris Liakos. Best Debut Novel goes to America and the Cult of the Cactus Boots, a Diagnostic by Philip Friedenberg and illustrated by Jeff Walton. Most Emotionally Impactful goes to The Birds by Tarje Vesos. Most Intellectually Impactful goes to Rising Up and Rising Down by William T. Volman. Best Aesthetically Impactful goes to America and the Cult of the Cactus Boots, a Diagnostic by Philip Friedenberg. Most Bizarre Book goes to Shakespeare's Dog by Leon Rook. The most fun book goes to Borges and the Eternal Orangutans by Luis Fernando Verissimo. Best book that I still can't figure out goes to How High, That High by Diane Williams. And my favorite book of 2021 goes to Don Quixote Part 2 by Cervantes. So let's talk about plans for 2022. First of all, I want to do the subscriber wildcard pick. So everybody who's listening, comment on this video with one book you would like me to read and do a video on this year. I will take all of the comments in maybe a week or so. I will write on little slips of paper and I will draw the winner on Instagram. I'll do like an Instagram reel or whatever. So go follow me on Instagram if you aren't already at leafbyleaf_official. And whatever book I draw, I submit to you that I will read it and I will make a video on it no matter what it is. And that is in some ways terrifying. My posting frequency this year, given that I'm starting this new job and there's going to be some ramp up time and things like that, I've also got a lot of some travel going on this year. I'm going to aim for one video a week, but here and there I might have to do one every other week. Here are the authors that I plan to cover, at least these authors. This is like my core set aside for 2022. Robert Coover, Rudolf Wurlitzer, Gertrude Stein, Pierre Sange, Lydia Davis, Brian Evanson, James Newlick, Joao Hayes, Atsuro Riley, Gary L. Lutz, Vladimir Sorokin, Case Nottebohm, Ann Carson, V. G. Sebald, Primo Levi, Thomas Bernhard, Laszlo Krasznahorkai, Gustave Flaubert, Mircea Cartarescu, Solenoid, Marguerite Young, Patrick White, Julio Cortázar, Wright Morris, Theodore Adorno, John Barth, Samuel Beckett, Mary Oliver. John Milton will continue the Western Core series with Paradise Lost. Jan Fosse, Yukio Mishima, John Hawkes, Virginia Woolf, Jose Saramago, maybe After Dark to continue my Murakami series, but we'll see. And I'm going to try for Argall to continue my William T. Vollmann. The Ringers in the Tower, as I attempted to do last year. I have 2 white whale videos. Previously, my white whale had been The Recognitions and Infinite Jest, and then Gravity's Rambo. I've got all those finished. Then another one was Miss Macintosh, My Darling. That'll be next week's video. But my 2 new white whales are War and Peace and my first video on the Bible. Thank you all so very much for your support, for watching, for talking with me, for sending me brilliant questions and beautiful recommendations. I've found out so much about literature I didn't know about from you. Please keep it coming. Don't hesitate to bother me. I do apologize to those of you who have sent me work of yours to read. I'm just finding that it's harder and harder for me to find that time. I sincerely apologize. I do want to thank 2 people in particular, and I will not use their names. You know who you are. One beautiful person sent me their complete boxed set of the Hebrew Zohar in English translation. I am extremely thankful. Thank you so much for that blessing. Another person sent me a monetary donation at the end of last year that blew me and my wife away. You know who you are. We've been talking. Bless you, bless you, bless you. As I told you, I plan to use some of it to get a new bookcase. These shelves are all built in, but there are books all over the floor in here. So I'm going to get a bookcase to put on this wall that you never see. And I am going to memorialize that bookcase in your name. Here's to a great 2022 following a great 2021.